you talk about somebody being a late bloomer. That's exactly how I describe myself, because for many years, into my 20s, I just didn't have a clue. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know who I wanted to be, none of that stuff. But then I managed to, just because I needed a job, I found a job in the civil service at this one of the research councils in economics and social science. And I got there, and all these, I was in the postgraduate training department where they looked at these research proposals. And all these people were going all over the world and getting paid big money from this research council to look into, the sort of the yellow flowers in Borneo, or, just like really. I grew up in Hackney in Stoke Newington, second youngest of 11 children. And just, this is like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, not really, no opportunities for us as Black people in that community, but very strong family, very warm family. My mom and dad obviously had high ideals for their children. My dad passed when I was 17. So then it was my mom raising us. And, it was an interesting time. I look at the world today and compare it to the world back then. And I think, gosh, how were we doing anything that we were doing back then? But I ended up sort of just kind of, you talk about somebody being a late bloomer. That's exactly how I describe myself, because for many years, into my 20s, I just didn't have a clue. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know who I wanted to be, none of that stuff. But then I managed to, just because I needed a job, I found a job in the civil service at this one of the research councils in economics and social science. And I got there, and all these, I was in the postgraduate training department where they looked at these research proposals. And all these people were going all over the world and getting paid big money from this research council to look into, the sort of the yellow flowers in Borneo, or, just like really. And the only requirement that you needed to go and do that was you needed to have a degree, a BA, and it had to be at least a 2-1. And I'm like, you know what? If that's all it takes, I'm going to get a degree, okay?
Absolutely.
So I actually did that. I was just sitting there watching these people's lives thinking, let me just go and see. And it's really more informed now than it was then, honestly. What I knew back then was I liked all things American, and I saw a degree as a way out. Not because anyone said so, but because I saw these people doing what they were doing. And so I did. I applied. I mean, I did have A levels, so I came out of school, and I was always really smart in school. But it is about like people pouring into you, number one, and also what the expectations are, right? And so if people are low expectations of you're not really going to go and do anything, you're not going to go anywhere, you kind of take that on. So it was the first good step that happened to me was stepping out of that world into the world of people who are studying and graduates and all the rest of that. So I applied to a bunch. I decided I wanted to do American studies or some form of it. And I applied to Exeter University because they had a program, American and Commonwealth Studies. And what that meant was in the third year of your degree, you got to go abroad for a whole year. I was like, that is it. That's the way out,
That's the dream.
That's the dream, right? So, and what I thought at the time, once I got, because I was accepted on the course, it turned out I was the second Black student they'd accepted in 20 years, but there I was on this course. And there were only 11 of us on it. It was a really small course. And even now, I just met the other day somebody who did it in the year after me when there were 15 in her cohort. And I don't know how I found this course. I really don't know. But it changed my life in every conceivable way. I'm telling you, in every conceivable way. So yeah, I get on this course, and we're studying music and photography and film and just all not practice, all theory, all the theory of, It was wonderful. And in that first year, there were people on economics courses dropping left, right, and center, and I'm like going to study the blues today, so I've got to listen to W.C. Handy, and I've got to listen to Robert Johnson, and I mean, it was just it was really brilliant. And this was in Exeter, right? So you know, culturally
Wow.
struggled, you know. I mean, lots
And
of very,
I'm guessing we're talking about Robert Johnson, BET Robert Johnson.
well, no, I was talking about the blues man, Robert
Ah,
Johnson.
okay, okay. Beg your pardon.
So you didn't do the studies,
Okay, I need to get on that course.
I don't think they have it anymore,
Oh
Colin.
wow.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds because I looked at your degree because you're on the internet. I can find out, and it's like you said, American and Commonwealth arts or something like that. And because you are a publisher, I thought, okay, so creative writing, that sort of thing. But it sounds like it was a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot wider than that. So music and dance and just wow.
The whole broad spectrum of the arts is what it was, and I was excited about the possibility of being able to go to the Caribbean. I wanted to go to University of Caribbean in Jamaica and spend my time learning about my culture. And we don't have links with them. I'm like, it's the Commonwealth Arts. Like, what do you mean? So I ended up getting sent to California, to the University of California at Santa Cruz.
Okay.
No one ever heard of it. I had never heard of it. My friend at the time who was on the course, she got sent to Berkeley. Everyone heard of Berkeley.
Yeah.
Everyone heard of UCLA where other people were going.
Yeah.
They're like, where are you going? I'm like, Santa Cruz. Like, I don't even know what is a Santa Cruz, right? And so I get there, and I had been to Berkeley to help her get settled in, and then we went down the coast. And can you imagine? I'm telling you, all the time I'm thinking, I'm a black girl from Hackney. Like, how is this happening? Driving down the 101 to my university, and we turn in this gate, and all you see is this long brown field, and at the top of the field is a little brown hut that letting people in, and that's where I was going to be for a year. Like, I'm a London girl going into the middle of nowhere in California. That's what it felt like. But actually, talk about transformations, because it was the most incredible campus, beautiful little town. Up on the hill, you could see the sea on one side, and then they have the giant redwood forest in the middle, and I mean, it was just unreal.
Yeah.
And the first day of school, I met my husband.
Oh wow!
Wow!
That alone is worth it.
Oh my goodness me!
Well, that's fantastic.
Small world.
Go figure. I mean, I'm still like, remember my mantra, I'm a black girl from Hackney. How is this happening?